Let's do it.
Okay, I guess this is the closest I get to be a rock star. So, how are you doing, Tallinn? Woo! All right, let's do this. So, my name is Juissi Sainiemi. I'm partner at Voima Ventures. I've been working for the past 20 years in tech industry. First as a consultant, and then the past more than a decade as an investor in VC. During those days, I've been involved in many interesting companies. There are some logos you can see over the slide. Some of them are maybe known, some are maybe someone that you don't know. That's how it goes. Personally, I'm sort of been working quite a lot with industrial tech. More recently, I've been looking opportunities in new materials, in quantum technologies, and consumer health. During my career as a VC, I've invested over 20 companies and so far one unicorn, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more. What I can bring like additional value, that's something the founders are always asking, at least the good ones, what can you bring in? And I think that basic stuff is pretty much the same than for everyone else. So really it's about team building, it's about strategy, fundraising, of course, the networks and M&A processes. But I consider that also one of my things where I'm pretty good is problem solving. And I can assure you that there's plenty of things you need to solve being an investor in early stage startups. And then on my spare time, when I'm not working, I do a lot of sports. I like a good fun. In practice, it many times means that it ends up with karaoke. If anybody's interested, feel free to be in touch when you're in Helsinki. And yeah, bad music, that's something that goes like, 90s techno. Apologies. So then about Voima Ventures, we're a team of 12. We are based in Helsinki mostly and partially also in Stockholm. As you can see, for us, diversity is very important for us. So almost 50% of the team is females. The age balance in the team is the youngest person in the team is 23 and the oldest is 73. So we have young talent and more senior ones, and like myself in between. We have the 3 different nationalities. Most of us are Finns, but then we have Swedes and a Dutch. Collectively, we have quite strong track record. You can read it. I'm not gonna read it out loud. And the team has been built in a way that, as we are working under the umbrella of deep tech, so we are definitely not the best experts in all of the different sectors, but all of us have a little bit different background of working in different verticals of businesses, but also with different stages of companies. And then about Voima Ventures in general, so our mission really is to scale solutions for people, planet, and industry. We consider ourselves as the leading Nordic and Baltic early stage deep tech funds. So we're one of the few funds who are only focusing on investments opportunities in the field of deep tech. Mm-hmm. In our context, it's typically meaning that the companies are basing their innovation or product in science.
You see?
All right.
I need one last sentence.
Okay. So pre-seed, Series A, Nordics, Europe, and yeah, strong founders.
Strong founders, ladies and gentlemen. Strong founders. Listen, let's do it. You may sit down and listen to somebody who wears this Aura ring that he sat on the board of, if I'm not mistaken, in 2018, if not before. Can you help me out? And I asked this question from a colleague in your field. What the heck is deep tech? I have a really dumb question here.
No, it's a very good question, and there's no definition of what deep tech is, which is like black and white. Typically, deep tech means that the value of the company is more in IP than in business. So the good side is really that the downside is lower. So there's always the value in the IP, even though the business wouldn't fly. Of course, the maybe a bit negative side is that typically it takes more time to really grow the business in deep tech side.
So if I got this right before Yrjo, I know he's really eager to get going. So is this what you tell your LPs? We don't really know what deep tech is, but please give us millions and millions and millions of euros. Is this how it goes? Or you maybe add a little more besides IP and all that?
Very often it's hardware. It's not only hardware, it's also software, but we have a lot of companies dealing with hardware. That's maybe one like characteristics which is usually involved. As said, lead times or the development cycles are longer than in digital platforms. It takes time before you have a product you can actually sell and all of that.
I see. Yrjo, what are you thinking?
Not a deep tech investor, but I do wonder, as you mentioned, you've got lots of diversity on your team, all different backgrounds, but you can have this deep knowledge of biotech, and then the next project is, I don't know, a new kind of recycling material, mechatronics or something like that. Biotech, mechatronics, I mean, these are each of these silos is so complicated, it seems hard to be skipping from one to another. Do you divide the projects between you as the partners based on, hey, this is my area?
Yeah, so as said, the team is built in a way that we all have a little bit different backgrounds. But as said, you're correct that we cannot like know all the scientific and all the facts of when we are discussing about really like deep of the innovation or the research. And that's where we are relying on our networks. We are using a lot of our networks in the universities, in the research institutes who are helping us to evaluate then the technology when our own capabilities are not like deep enough.
If you're a techie yourself, how hard is it to stay out of the kitchen? I mean, if you know the area, are you participating in the science of the R&D of it as well?
Well, not that much. Maybe on like target setting. Sometimes the teams are very research heavy, or quite often actually, and it's our focus is to make sure that there are clear milestones that the team will hit and that way add value, and also like come up with a commercial experience and make the teams that they are more diverse, not only the research, but there's also commercial experience and previous experience from the growth companies and all of that. So that's something we are really looking at.
I have to ask, when I'm decent left, there's at least several questions that you guys are asking, and I'm loving this, but it has to do with your vest. A, do you sleep in it, and where do you get them?
Yeah, we have a stash of this, and today I have my Thursday vest, so this is blue, and I have an orange for Wednesdays, and as you know.
Do you know what's up with this vest thing with VCs? I've never understood that. Do you need your arms free for something? Are you flying all the time, or what's the extra? Like it's too hot if it's the full jacket?
I think it has to do with the SF climate, but people copy-paste things, you know. They talk about differentiation, but we never know. You see, but you've been really delightful. We are running out of time, and Julie is our next presenter. There's so many more questions we want to ask, but what I will say, you see, is that there's certain things you perform really well on in terms of your professionalism and authenticity, right? But certain things haven't gone through, and that's towards later in the evaluation form. So you have strengths and weaknesses, but you'll find out in an overall spreadsheet, just letting you know. But so far, it's been a pleasure, man. I really,
My pleasure.
really find it like Tito's